Why does it seem like every pharmacy benefit manager calls itself transparent lately? Every PBM now, CVS Caremark says it passes through 95% of negotiated rebates. Optum is moving to a transparent model for contracts beginning renewals in 2027. And it all sounds great until you read what the OPM OIG audit actually found. Buchanan, Ingersoll, and Rooney, analyzing that audit, documented that CVS Caremark didn't pass through negotiated discounts with two of the three largest retail pharmacy chains. The result was nearly $500 million in overcharges, $478 million for federal plan members. That's a number that should change how you read every pharmacy benefit manager contract. The word transparent doesn't mean anything without the appropriate contract language to back it up. Your job is to know the difference. Your job as a plan fiduciary, your job as a broker, your job as a pharmacy benefit manager, your job as a consultant is to know that difference between a PBM that markets transparency and one that actually contractually guarantees it. What does a truly pass-through PBM look like? The House Committee on Oversight and Accountability laid it out in their 2024 PBM report. There's 4 tests. Miss one, and you don't have transparency. The Department of Labor's proposed rule, published in January 2026, sharpened the definition further. Pass-through means the plan pays exactly what the pharmacy gets reimbursed, with all compensation plainly identified. Spread pricing is the opposite. The PBM pockets the difference between what it charges you and what it pays the pharmacy. Those two models can look nearly identical in a sales presentation. Again, as a fiduciary, as a consultant, as a PBM, it's your job to know the difference. The Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2026, signed into law in February, codified this. PBMs serving ERISA-covered group health plans are classified as covered service providers under ERISA Section 408B2. That means 100% rebate pass-through is required. All direct and indirect compensation must be disclosed, and compensation must be reasonable to qualify for any statutory exemptions. Plans renewing contracts after August 3rd, 2028 must comply. Who's actually still doing it? The big three still process roughly 80% of all prescription claims in the US, but the cracks are widening. A healthcare brew survey found that 52% of employers are considering changing their PBM in the next 1 to 3 years. That's not a tiny, soft little, this might happen. That's half the market looking for an exit. So who's earning that business? Capital Rx, now Judi Health, raised $400 million in September 2025. Total funding to date, about $600 million. Valuation, just over $3 billion. They've more than doubled their March 2024 figure. As of January 2026, the platform has surpassed 5 million contracted employer lives, with 54 million health plan lives total on their platform. They signed 80 new partnerships in both 2024 and 2025, including 13 Fortune 500 corporations and 21 hospital systems. It's a flat administration fee, 100% pass-through, full audit access. You also have SmithRx. SmithRx has raised about $110 million in total funding and serves over 5,000 employer clients. They delivered about $320 million in savings in 2025, reducing client pharmacy costs by an average of 20%. They earned URAC accreditation in March 2026. Their platform automates cost savings at the point of adjudication, identifying the lowest cost drug option for every fill. Transparent fee structure, no spread pricing once again. Navitus Health Solutions, owned by SSM Health and Costco, serves over 18 million members across 800 clients. They pioneered the 100% pass-through rebate model and now offer cost-plus pricing through Costco pharmacies as of January 2026. They also launched Navitus Key in 2025. A streamlined pharmacy benefit manager solution built specifically for employers with fewer than 5,000 members. No spread, no retained rebates. Rightway combines PBM services with clinical-led navigation. With about $240 million in total funding and a $1 billion valuation, they've grown PBM volume by over 100% each of the last 3 years. They now work with about 30 Fortune 500 companies and ranked number 42 on the 2025 Deloitte Technology Fast 500. In January 26th, they launched SureSpend, a pricing model with a single predictable monthly cost and unlimited liability. Rightway refunds 100% of overages dollar for dollar with no cap. There is zero markup. Wrap covers drug classes that other PBMs typically exclude, including GLP-1s and rare high-cost medications at true net cost with 100% rebate pass-through. In April 26, Judi Health made Rightway available to its community of 4,000 plus employers, covering about 1.3 million people. Mark Cuban's Cost Plus drug company built its reputation on radical price transparency. Manufacturer costs plus a flat 15% markup, a dispensing fee, and shipping. No rebate games, no spread. In April 26, they partnered with Humana's CenterWell to route group plan members through Cost Plus pricing. For employers shopping Humana group plans in 26 and 27, which I don't know that they're in that many markets anymore, it's a new lever to reduce prescription costs without shifting expenses onto employees through higher copays or thinner formularies. Employers could also bolt on Cost Plus drugs to their existing PBM network or use their claims processor directly. FairosRx, founded by Alex Fairley of Fairley Group, runs a pass-through model with a concise 10-page contract. They pass through 100% of negotiated rebates and provide real-time claims data with user-friendly reporting. Their pitch? About $1.2 million in savings per 500 employees, 20 to 30% on average, without compromising quality of care. FairosRx is focused on self-funded employer groups and works through brokers and consultants. They're included in the 2025 Access Market Intelligence PBM report alongside the other leading transparent pharmacy benefit managers. RxBenefits operates as a pharmacy benefits optimizer. Their marketplace model lets self-funded employers compare competing offers from multiple PBMs simultaneously. In 2025, they launched Illuminate Rx, a transparent PBM with real-time data clarity and biosimilar-first strategies. It's built specifically for employers that are struggling with specialty drug and GLP-1 spend. Their clinical management program delivers more than a 20% reduction in per member per month cost. What did the FTC find about the big three? The FTC's second interim staff report in January 25 detailed how the 6 largest PBMs process nearly 95% of all U.S. prescriptions. Vertical integration gives them ownership of the pharmacies, the mail order operations, specialty dispensing, and the health plans that they're supposed to be negotiating against. The big three's affiliated group purchasing organizations have extracted billions in additional fees from drug manufacturers. Those fees doubled from $3.8 billion in 2018 to almost $7.6 billion in 2022, according to the FTC. In February 2026, the FTC secured a landmark settlement with Express Scripts. The agreement requires fundamental business practice changes around transparency, and it's expected to drive down patients' out-of-pocket costs for drugs like insulin by up to $7 billion over the next decade. The FTC also filed suit against all 3 major PBMs for anti-competitive rebating practices that artificially inflated insulin list prices. What contract clauses actually matter and are real and help you to separate the marketing from what's truly a transparent option? When you're reviewing your PBM contract, there are 5 things that you want to look for transparency. You've got rebate pass-through guarantees. The contract must state 100% manufacturer rebates flow to the plan. Net of fees or contractually retained portion are red flags. The CAA 2026, again, requires this now by law for contracts renewing after August 3rd, 2028. Spread pricing prohibitions. Number 2, the contract should explicitly state that the pharmacy benefit manager charges the plan exactly what it reimburses the pharmacy. No spread, no retained differential, no exceptions. Number 3, you need audit rights. You need unrestricted audit access with reasonable notice. Ideally, live access to data, but reasonable notice. 30 days might be tolerable in some circumstances. It's got to cover your pharmacy reimbursement data, rebate receipts, and administrative fees. The Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2026, again, mandates that pharmacy benefit managers make rebate arrangement records available for plan audit no later than August 2028. You also want to own your data. Ideally, your claims data belongs to you, and the contract should say so explicitly. You may need the right to pull it and share it with your advisor, with a new advisor. You may want it for benchmarking. You can track this within your internal systems. Lastly, fee structure disclosure. All revenue streams, including administrative fees, clinical fees, data fees, and any other compensation should be itemized. Under ERISA 408B2, PBMs must now disclose all direct and indirect compensation. They're the same as your broker. They've got to tell you exactly how they're getting paid. A Pharmaceutical Strategies Group survey found that only 59% of employers reported receiving 100% of rebates for traditional drugs and 57% for specialty drugs. Roughly 4 in 10 employers think they're getting full pass-through and they aren't. The contract is what you got to look at next. How much can a transparent PBM actually save? SmithRx clients saved an average of 20% on pharmacy costs in 2025. RxBenefits clinical management program delivers more than a 20% per member per month reduction. For a 200 employee company spending $800,000 a year on pharmacy costs, that could be an easy 6-figure savings back in the plan. Milliman found that employer-sponsored plans using rebates reduced premiums by at least 9% in 2025. Specialty drugs now account for more than 55% of the typical plan's annual pharmacy spending, while being used by about 2% of members. That concentration means PBM formulary decisions on a handful of high-cost drugs are going to drive more of your total spend than every generic combined. Independent clinical management, not influenced by PBM dispensing and rebate revenue, is the only way to keep those decisions aligned with your plan's interest. What should you do before your next pharmacy benefit manager renewal? I'd start with the 4-part test. Number 1, flat admin fees. Number 2, 100% pass-through, open audit rights, and full data ownership. Read your actual contract language, not the marketing deck that gets put in front of you. Ask for a sample contract. Map your current pharmacy benefit manager arrangement against the transparent alternatives. Compare your carve-out versus carve-in options. Benchmark your rebate retention and spread. Build it into your 5-year benefits blueprint so that the PBM contract isn't something that you need to revisit every year or every 3 years in a panic. Make it part of your strategy. Don't evaluate your PBM on their pitch deck. Evaluate them on their contract. The market's different than it was a few years ago, and the law has changed. These alternatives are proven. The only question is whether you're still paying for opacity that you don't have to accept. For more content like this, subscribe on YouTube or check us out at benefitsblake.com.